Hey Cancer, and welcome to Eclipse Season. I'm Erica, and this is Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot. I have a couple of announcements. I'll have all of this timestamped for you, so let's do this. First, welcome and thank you to all of the new viewers and subscribers that have found their way to this channel in the last month. I am so honored that you're here. My heart is so full of gratitude. I created this channel in May, and it has completely blossomed into its own little thing. I had no idea it was going to be like this. So truly, thank you for being here. This is a rare eclipse season that we're about to enter into. We're fixing to experience 3 different eclipses. And we're used to only having them come in pairs. So this is interesting. Eclipse season is known as the thinning of the veil, and it's basically to pull you back on the path that you need to be on. And how traumatic the eclipses feel to you depends on how far off the path that you're supposed to be on, how far away from that you really are. The impacts of an eclipse can last up to 6 months. It can be longer. It depends on what happens. I still deal with ramifications from the eclipse that jerked my behind back on a path that I believe I'm supposed to be on now. This one. Back in October 2014, the blood moon eclipse, 2 days after that, I experienced a house fire, and it was in the middle of the night. My fire alarms failed, and it was due to the negligence of my neighbor. So I lost everything. I didn't have any renter's insurance. It's a pretty sad story. But I'm here, and it opened my eyes to what I'm doing now. And I'm glad that y'all are enjoying it too. The last lunar eclipse that we experienced was March 23rd, 2016, and it was at 3 degrees of Libra. This is going to be a prenumbral eclipse, and that's basically where the sun, the moon, and earth are all aligned in an almost straight line. The eclipse is going to be occurring at 25 degrees Aquarius, so this will be fixed air energy. And the fixed signs are known for being either goal-oriented and determined, or inflexible and stubborn. I know a little bit about the fixed energy. I have a Taurus moon, and I am a Scorpio riser. So those are both the fixed modalities of the earth and water signs. It's been fun. The word fixed comes from the Latin fixus, which means to latch onto or to fasten. So we really do have a hard time letting go of stuff. And this full moon may present something that you don't want to let go of, but you need to for your highest good. We'll see what works out. The Sabian symbol for this full moon lunar eclipse is a butterfly with the right wing more perfectly formed. That's a tongue twister. Sabian symbols were created in 1925 by a clairvoyant named Elsie Wheeler, and they're used to represent 0 to 30 degrees of each zodiac sign of the astrological wheel. So, Cancer. Those are the announcements. Thank you so much for sticking through them if you did watch this. Appreciate it. Thumbs up, y'all. Going to transition over to the astrology and then move on to the tarot. I'm going to do a regular 4-card spread for y'all, and I'll read any other cards that may fall as well. I'm also going to pull from the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck and my Healing and Meditation Oracle deck, because I want to be able to bring as much information forward as I can for this eclipse season. I'll be back around in September for the other lunations and eclipses that will be going on as well. But for now, hang tight, y'all. I'll be right back with your astrology. Hey Cancer, this is your astrology for the second half of August. On the 18th, we'll be experiencing a full moon lunar eclipse at 25 degrees Aquarius, and this will be occurring in your 8th house. The 8th house is ruled by Scorpio, and it represents regeneration, transformation, metamorphosis, sexuality, other people's money, life, death, rebirth, or birth. So that's a pretty broad area for a lunar eclipse to occur in. take note of what's going on at around this time, because in about 6 months, the resolutions or the other side of the coin will be more apparent for you. On the 21st, we have some pretty strong energy going on for you. It will be the moon in Venus is going to... The moon in Venus. Y'all, sorry. The moon in Aries conjunct Uranus and Eris. And this will be occurring in your 10th house. And a conjunction is basically the amplification of energies that are present. So it'll be an amplification of the moon, Uranus, and Eris. The moon is your response or how you feel. Uranus is the planet that represents shocks and surprises, changes, liberation, or rebellion. And the best way to think of Eris, the planetoid, is Xena Warrior Princess. So, and all of this is going to be occurring in Aries, which is a courageous, fierce energy. And it's an impulsive energy as well. This is going to be occurring in your 10th house, and the 10th house is ruled by Capricorn, and it represents career, status, reputation, authorities, or dealing with authority figures. It also speaks to destiny. I like to think of it as it's like all the world is a stage. This is how you approach the world and how the world knows you, is the 10th house. On the very next day, we have the sun moving into Virgo, which is your 3rd house. The sun represents you, your self-expression, your will and assertion. And the 3rd house is ruled by Gemini, and it represents communication, short-distance journeys, cousins, siblings, and neighbors. So, you're going to probably be feeling very communicative when that, like, right after the eclipse. On the 24th, we've got another really strong energy that will be presenting itself. Mars and Saturn will be conjunct at 9 degrees of Sagittarius, which is on top of the fixed star Antares. And this will be occurring in your 6th house. Once again, a conjunction is just an amplification of the energies that are present. But this is concerning because we've got Mars, which is an aggressive and impulsive planet, and Saturn, which is structure and limitation, going... They're coming together on top of Antares, which is a malevolent fixed star. I'm going to have 2 different videos linked down below. One discussing Uranus and Eris, that 10th house energy that I was talking about just a minute ago. And I'll have another one talking about Antares and how it can manifest and how it's actually manifested in my best friend's world very, very closely. And it can be quite a negative thing. So you might want to check that out. The 6th house is ruled by Virgo, and it is the house of work and health, or the skills and competency that you bring to the services that you provide. So if you aren't having, or if you don't work, if you don't have something that you do on a daily basis that makes you feel fulfilled, then this may be a health issue that comes up. And I suggest that anything that you have come up for you health-wise, that you go get it checked out, Cancer, because this is an aggressive energy, and I've just got a bad feeling about this for y'all if it's on the health side. And I don't want to put that out there. My dad is a Cancer, and he's had some health problems, so I wouldn't be surprised if we got some not cool news pretty soon. And that's not me being negative, that's just me being a realist. I don't want to get into his information because this is about y'all, not him or me. But yeah, the 6th house, health and work. So if you do not work or go to school full-time or have something that you devote to on a daily basis that makes you feel rewarded and feels like it is your work, and you're experiencing health issues, get it checked out. On the 29th, we have Venus going into Libra, and Venus loves Libra. That is one of Venus's homes in the sky. Venus is the planet of harmony, love, and beauty. It is also representative of resources and money. So this will be occurring in your 4th house. The 4th house is ruled by you, Cancer, and it represents home and family. Home is where you live, or where you consider home to be. Family can be your immediate family, including children and or fur babies, or it can also be your maternal and paternal parents, or people that you consider to be parents. So that's kind of broad energy as well. You may be trying to put your house up for sale, or you may be finding a better place to rent or something like that. Pretty cool. That's what it looks like to me, just going on the mundane aspects. On the 30th, the very next day, we have Mercury going retrograde at 29 degrees Virgo in your third house. So, Mercury's already in shadow. That's why I'm having problems with these video uploads and the internet issues and all of that stuff. Yay. That means the next month I'm going to have to really be focusing on that sort of stuff for me. But for y'all, the third house, and this could be dealing with, some stuff you've got to deal with too. Communication, short distance journeys, siblings, cousins, and neighbors. So you're going to have a chance to re-examine your communication with siblings, cousins, and neighbors. You're also going to get a chance to reevaluate how you think, how you talk, how you speak. It might also be a time to pay very close attention to your technological devices and your car, anything that gets you from point A to point B or gets your message out to the world or allows you to communicate with others. You might have glitches and problems with that during this Mercury retrograde because it's occurring in your third house. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I want to empower you with that information, so there you go. And it won't be forever. Mercury will station direct at 14 degrees of Virgo on September 22nd, so he will stop in the sky and then start making his motion forward into the post-retrograde shadow, because there's a pre-retrograde shadow and a post-retrograde shadow. But whatever you're experiencing right now, if you're watching this video as it's released, whatever you're experiencing right now in your third house is probably going to be the flavor of what your Mercury retrograde is going to experience or be like. So comment down below if you wish to share your experience with everybody else. Alright, y'all. Thank you so much for listening to the astrology portion. I'm going to transition over to the tarot and oracle cards. Thank you so much once again for being here and for watching. I appreciate it more than you know. And I'll be right back, y'all. Hang tight. Hey Cancer, I'm back. I've been meditating over the cards, asking for the general messages for my Cancers for this lunar eclipse in August. Okay. You had a card fall. Gonna cut. Alright. Bottom card for the overarching theme or the underlying energy, however you choose to see it, and the top three for clarity. Alright, I'm going to get my Healing and Meditation Oracle deck for my Cancers for this lunar eclipse in August. Alright. That one kept peeking out of the deck at me, which sounds funny, but it's... Oh! Two. Okay. You got two of those. And, Sacred Rebels Oracle deck card for good measure. Alright, this one stood straight out. This one too. Cool. Okay, Cancer. Off the top, looks like there's a lot going on. Let me get myself situated here. Okay. The construction guys are out trying to move their stuff because it's been storming, so if you can hear that in the background, I'm sorry. I'm trying to use my microphone, my little headset microphone, to help block out some of that background noise. I hope it's working. Let me write down your numbers. The bottom card that you got was the Five of Swords in reverse. The 5 represents the 5th house for me, which is ruled by Leo. It represents pleasures, social life, children, and creativity. The swords represent air sign energy. The air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. It doesn't have to be their sun sign. It can be their moon or their rising. You will not know that information unless you look at their chart. The fact that it's in reverse, for me, I feel like you feel a little defeated in an area, like you may have lost a verbal battle or something. There's the blue background, it was emotional for you, and Cancer, you're highly emotional. Love your little hearts. The silver clouds for me make me want to tell you that there is silver lining in the situation that you need to dig for, and you have the tools in your hands ready and available to dig for that. Understand that every situation, no matter how traumatic, has a lesson in it for you, and it's there to try to help make you stronger and better. It sounds very cliche, and if you're going through hell right now, it doesn't sound like what you want to hear. I know. But it is the absolute truth that everything that comes to you has something in it to help refine you into a better human being. 5th house energy. You aren't having any direct 5th house energy, but you are having energy all around it. So it could impact your 5th house because it could bleed into the 5th house. You are having a lot of communication energy in the 3rd house, and Mercury's going retrograde in your 3rd house, so it could be that you're feeling defeated because you're not being understood or you're being misunderstood. That's just the underlying energy card, like I said. The card that fell for you, but I'm not going to read it at this moment, was the 7 of Swords, and the 7 of Swords for me is a card of deceit. It is a card of trickery, thievery, sneakiness, underhanded dealings, all things nefarious, not good and bad. 7 is the 7th house, which is ruled by Libra. It represents partnerships, how you identify with others, counseling, and open enemies. So you may be dealing with someone who is an enemy of yours, and you could very well know about it. This enemy could be in your 10th house dealing with work, and I say that because of the astrological energy that's playing out, where you have to have a forceful response, and it's going to be kind of shocking. And the 10th house is career, status, reputation, dealing with authorities or authority figures, and destiny. That house is ruled by Capricorn, if that means anything to you. Once again, the swords represent air sign energy. The air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. It does not have to be this that individual sun sign. It can be their moon or their rising. Once again, you will not know that unless you've looked at their chart, or they've told you because they know their chart, which is a possibility. Astrology is making a big comeback these days. I said I wasn't going to read it for you, but I did anyways. I don't know why. I'm following how it goes, y'all. The next card, or the first card of the top 3 for clarity, and I'm sorry I bumped that microphone if that messed you up. I apologize. I'm a noob. The Six of Cups is it's not a charity card, but it's having enough to share with others and not feel the lack, is how I look at this card. And I understand that the way that I look at some of these cards is different than how other readers look at them, so take your interpretations as you will. The background color is a muted blue-gray, so this could seem like a foggy situation. It's dealing with the cups, and the cups are representative of emotions or an emotional situation, relationships, or partnerships, things that fill you up and make you feel whole or solid. You carry your emotions, that sort of thing. So the situation dealing with a relationship or a partnership may be foggy or murky, or your feelings about the situation may be foggy or murky. You may not know how you feel, but you just know you have all the feels, which, you know, you can be overwhelmed by your feelings. I definitely have been on more than one occasion. If it feels, looking at the way that this is playing out, it feels, sorry, I bumped the mic again. I'm a noob, y'all. Please forgive me. Growing pains, right? The way that this is laying out, it looks like you feel like you're betrayed, or you feel betrayed. It's almost like the middle card was the Queen of Cups, and this could very much be you, because this is a court card, and the cups represent water sign energy. Water signs are you, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. I very much see this being you. If it's not you, it's very close to you. But this is a Cancer reading. I really feel like this is the Queen of Cups. We're dealing with a full moon lunar eclipse, feminine energy around the full moon, that whole nine. The Queen of Cups is intuitive. She's very empathic. She can be moody. She can be instinctual. She can also be mystical. She can be very compassionate. She can be escapist. It really depends on which specific queen we're talking about. And it doesn't have to be a female. The majority of my viewers are females, but shout out to you guys if you are watching. Thank you. But the majority of my viewers are females, so I see that's why this is coming up as well. But it feels like you've had something exposed, and it was emotional for you. You're having 8th house energy, and none of this is playing out in the 8th house per se, numerically in the cards, but the way that the astrology is looking, you've got the full moon in the 8th house, and that's a lunar eclipse. And then you've got this really strong energy in your 10th house where there's a powerful response. Open enemies. The result, like I said, is you feeling defeated or you feeling misunderstood. And this is you, like, arguing uphill, up a muddy hill, barefoot, backwards in the snow. You're not getting anywhere with him, though. And this is 10th house. This is the 10 right here. 10th house is career, status, reputation, authorities, authority figures, destiny. Once again, it's the all the world is a stage, as Shakespeare said. And this is how you approach the world and how the world knows you. Dealing with the 10 of Wands, the Wands represent fire signs. The fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. It doesn't have to be their sun sign. It can be their moon or their rising sign. The other thing that I'm thinking about, this really, yeah, if this isn't work, and this right here feels more like a work spread, then it's definitely, I mean, if it's not work, it's definitely health. But with the Sagittarius, when I said that, that made me think of the energy you've got going on, like 2 days it's like on the 18th we have the eclipse, the 21st we have a big energy, it's like the eclipse, and then boom, boom, right after. And the 6th house is work or health, the 10th house is career. It made me think of, I really feel like this is a situation in work where you feel betrayed or misunderstood. This tarot spread is reading more towards it being a work situation, but it does not have to be. It very much can be a health situation, just looking at the astrology, but I'm seeing this as a work situation where you feel betrayed or misunderstood. The only other thing that I could look at it as, like health-wise, is that you're going to your doctor and you're either not being honest or they're not listening, and there's maybe a misdiagnosis or something to that effect, and it's making life cumbersome for you, would be the only other way that I could look at that. And that's a real reach for me. And that's just because I know the astrology. It's me really digging, looking at this picture that's played out for it to be a health situation. Because it's like, the problem isn't going away. But it's not external, it's internal. If you're having health problems, Cancer, go to the doctor. I say that because I'm an astrology nerd. That does not make me an expert. That just makes me somebody who's fascinated by the stuff. And my dad is a Cancer sun, and I have looked at his chart, and I have looked up specific asteroids, and there is an asteroid by the name of RIP. And I'm not trying to freak y'all out. I'm just trying to empower you with information. But that asteroid is transiting as well your 6th house. And that's work or health. And that's why I keep urging you to go see a doctor if you are having any sort of health problems. I pray that this is more work than health for you. But if it's health, you need to honor your body, you need to honor the physical plane, and you need to go see somebody about what's going on. If not, it's going to go untreated and it'll get worse. And that's not good. And Cancer, you're so sensitive. You really do need to take care of yourself. This is, like I said, the tarot on the first hand is looking like you feel betrayed or misunderstood in some way at work. I added up all of the numbers of the tarot cards, and you got the 6 of Cups, the 10 of Wands, which is 16. You got the 5 of Swords and the 7 of Swords, and that makes 12. 16 and 12 is 28. 2 plus 8 is 10, and that is your 10th house, which speaks to career, status, reputation, authorities, authority figures, and destiny. Authority figures can also speak to doctors, lawyers, policemen, judges, that kind of stuff. People who are in an authoritative position. So please be mindful of work. Breathe, baby, breathe, because we're all going through this kind of very sensitive energy. And it's hitting us in different areas of our lives, but we're all undergoing the same sort of punches, just in different areas. You had 2 healing and meditation oracle cards fall for you, Cancer. The first was creativity. And this was the one that I said kept like popping its head out at me. So, or popping out at me card-wise. It was like it was playing peekaboo while I was shuffling with it. Creativity could speak to 5th house energy, because that is the house of creativity. The card reads, in the moment of creativity, there is a flow of energy and an expression of imagination that can be health-giving as well as deeply fulfilling. Hold the memory of that moment in your mind and try to recapture it in this meditation. Since creativity is often a collaborative process, this meditation may be carried out more successfully in the company of others than when you are alone, but frequent practice will encourage your creative juices to flow. Consider the following, Cancer. I am immersing myself in the creative process. The goal is to produce a work of art that will make me proud. Creative energy will flow to every part of my body, boosting my health and sense of contentment. I let the creative flow embrace and inspire the people around me. You don't have to pull out the paint and the paintbrushes. You can write. You can sing in the car or the shower. Probably the shower, because y'all are Cancers. Watercolors may be really cool for you as well. But yeah, embrace some creativity. Something that I've enjoyed doing in the last year. I like to color. And I bought some of those adult coloring books because, yes, I am that nerd. And it can be really therapeutic. It can really kind of calm that constant murmur at the back of your head when you want to relax. So give it a try, Cancer. Pick up your kids' coloring book. Color with them. They may enjoy it. They may not. They may hate that you've enjoyed it so much and now you've taken over the colors. Who knows? The second card that was hiding underneath of the creativity card was pilgrimage. You may feel like you want to go on a pilgrimage after this eclipse season. It's going to be pretty intense. That's not to scare you. That's to empower you with the information and what's coming ahead. It reads, the practice of meditation in itself is a kind of pilgrimage with a clear end in view. The goal is to find spiritual enlightenment through a gradual but steady increase in self-awareness and self-fulfillment. This meditation is particularly appropriate during an actual pilgrimage or journey, but it can be tried in everyday situations when you want to consider the broader implications of a meditation practice. So consider the following, Cancer. May I be well prepared in mind and in body for the journey ahead. May I value the guidance received along the way and help in defeating obstacles that may arise. May I use the wisdom gained through meditation to overcome challenges in every area of my life. And may I rejoice in reaching the destination. Pilgrimage. You also had 2 Sacred Rebel Oracle cards come out for you. 2 that really just kind of stood out of the deck. The first is the number 8 card, Be the Hunter, Not the Hunted. This owl always makes me think, first, I love owls. When I first started debating, I wore an owl ring, and it was my good luck charm, and I was devastated when I lost it. The owl represents wisdom and knowledge, not just for me, but just on a holistic level. But the owl is also a bird of prey, so I feel as though this is telling you that you need to establish and maintain your boundaries and defend those boundaries when needed. To also speak your truth in love and own your situation. Don't allow another person to try to discount your struggle. But you can disagree without being disrespectful. And I think that's something that we all need to understand and embrace more as a society. The 8 because this is the number 8 card, speaks to the 8th house, which is Scorpio ruled, and you're having this full moon lunar eclipse at 25 degrees of Aquarius in your 8th house as well. So be the hunter, not the hunted. Life, death, rebirth, basic or primal instinct, regeneration, transformation, metamorphosis, other people's money, sexuality. Any of those issues could come up under this full moon eclipse. It could be the life, death, and rebirth of a career. It could be understanding the cycle of life and death. It could be facing, if it's not your mortality, then it's somebody close to you. I'm going to get the book in just a minute, but I'm just reading intuitively what comes up. The second card that stood at attention for y'all was the number 18 card, Spirals of Manifestation. And this is really kind of synchronistic because 1 plus 8 is 9, and that speaks to the Sagittarius-ruled 9th house, which represents long-distance trips, adventures and questing, higher education, philosophy, religion, legal system matters, and astrology. So if you follow astrology, you may be using this as a time for some manifesting, because eclipses are powerful times of moving energy in and out of your world. So this lunar eclipse will be moving energy out, but the solar eclipse that we'll be having at the beginning of September will be allowing energy in. So this is speaking to those spirals of manifestation. This could also be indicating that what's going on in your health or in your work is the product of some manifesting that has gone on. And it may have been unconscious. It may have been autopilot manifestation, where you didn't know that you were actually doing it, but it kind of happened, which I have done personally and didn't even know about the law of attraction or anything like that, but had stuff happen for me. It took years, but I've looked back and at what once I had was just a dream I manifested into a reality and didn't realize it until I looked back on it in hindsight. So, you can do that in an unconscious or autopilot kind of way. So, are you manifesting consciously or unconsciously? Are you on autopilot, or have you just figured out that you've got an owner's manual and you can kind of see things coming at you if you pay attention to the astrology? That's where I'm at. I'm learning to see things coming at me because of the astrology and trying to guide my path the best way that I can, knowing what energy will present itself, or what more than often, what might will. I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised so much anymore. I mean, everybody's got free will, so that can change things, but, I'm not usually shocked. Let me put it like that. The Sacred Rebels guidebook for Be the Hunter, Not the Hunted reads, you are being asked to see through the assumptions, expectations, tantrums, or manipulations that may be put upon you by yourself or others. See through them to the truth. You can only sidestep, change your response, or choose to release that which you recognize. This oracle brings you some important news. You are capable of seeing the truth, of outsmarting old patterns and responding more creatively to craft new and improved relationships. You don't have to be drawn into the dramas of others or the suffering of repetitive struggles. You can become still and intent with a willingness to see the truth, and in doing so, you will be open to being shown another way through inner wisdom of your heart, or a flash of insight from the great universal mind that penetrates your own awareness. This oracle also brings you particular guidance that there is a message coming your way, and this message will be more important to you, and you are not to paint it as anything more or less than what it is. Sit with it with your heart. Take your time. The more honest your response, without the need to be aggressive or apologetic, the more energy you will be unleashing from unhealthy patterns and into the new, fresh course your life now wants to take. This is a powerful time for you. No matter how seemingly small or apparently dramatic the events around you appear to be, know that you are stepping into a new phase of empowerment, and from that place, a new freedom and self-love will emerge. This is not the first time this card has fell for the readings that I've done for this eclipse. So this is a powerful rebirth time. It will play out in your work or your health. I pray not both. Spirals of Manifestation. The number 18 card. You are in the midst of a spiral of manifestation. Something is coming into being even if you think it is further away than ever before. How amazing it will seem when what you have been dreaming of falls into place, and suddenly what you have been thinking of creating will plonk into your reality seemingly out of nowhere because it was just around the bend, just out of view, on the spiral of manifestation, and you could not see it coming, but in truth it was coming to you all along. This oracle has a message for you. Sometimes when we feel the furthest away from what we want, we are actually closer than ever before. Just one turn on the spiral loop of creation can see your manifestation taking root in the world. You must hold true to your faith and keep working on your progress. Forget about believing it when you are seeing it. Any old soul or young soul can do that. You are a bigger, braver, more ancient soul. This oracle also brings a message to you about the perfect synchronicities that are already occurring in your life. You may have already started to notice these. When we live from the heart, we honor our creative center and choose unlikely but lovingly rebellious ways to be in the world. We will begin to notice synchronicity every day. It is as though the universe is speaking to us intimately on all matters, which of course it is. And this oracle reminds you that there's no point in rushing to the bus stop. If you're way too early, you're just wasting your time. It's better to live your life at a more appropriate pace and get there at the right time. You don't need the anxiety that comes from rushing towards your destiny. Try not to worry quite so much about your future. You will attract what you want and need, and so much more enjoyably if you relax and deal with the here and now. Remember, too, that your life path is unfolding in harmony with the paths of others around you. You will meet each other for the greatest benefit when you trust in the flow of the one great creative spiral upon which this galaxy spins. I think that's pretty awesome, y'all. Well, Cancer, this is the longest video I've done so far, so congratulations. Y'all have earned it. You had the most likes, and that's why you are the 4th video being released behind all of my over 1,000 view videos. I couldn't not do them first. I apologize. If you liked this video, and I hope you did, please like, share, and subscribe it. If you are a new subscriber, thank you so much for being here. If you've been here a while, thanks so much for coming back. I appreciate y'all's presence more than you know. Understand that these eclipses are just trying to bring us back to the path that we're supposed to be on, that we kind of got off of track somewhere along the way. I hope it's not too traumatic for you. Please, 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 if it's not your work that this is occurring in, go see a doctor. Take care of yourselves, Cancer. Be kind to yourselves and understand we're all a little sensitive right now during eclipse season. Alright, y'all. See y'all in September. Take care. And namaste, y'all.